So the mobile, and this is a tongue twister, y'all, mammography unit has traveled over 300,000 miles and performed over 90,000 screening mammograms thanks to the Miracle Mile Walk. That's a lot. Traveled over 300,000 miles and performed over 90,000 screening for mammograms, giving people an opportunity to find out, hey, if everything is good. And I know there's some people's like, oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yes, you do want to know. Yes, you do want to know, because the sooner they can detect if there's anything there, anything abnormal, anything that shouldn't be there when they do that screening, then they can be able to get it taken care of much quicker. Okay. And that's what happened with me. Hello, and welcome to episode 31 of Reset to Reinvent podcast. I am your host, Helen Blocker Adams. So excited. You know what? My goodness, you all have heard me over the past few weeks talk about this Miracle Mile Walk that took place in Augusta, Georgia. And actually, it took place on this past Saturday. And oh, it was absolutely amazing. Can't wait to share more information about that in this episode. Also want to show you a brief video of some of the activity that took place that day, and we're going to see that, and especially for those of you who are watching on YouTube. But I want to let you know what Reset to Reinvent is all about. Just a friendly reminder. We are here to empower women and entrepreneurs, okay, to rebuild and thrive after life's toughest challenges. No matter what those challenges can be. And it could be about a breast cancer or any other type of cancer or any type of debilitating, life-threatening disease. It could be through a divorce. It could be through challenges dealing with your job. And right now, the job market and the job space and the lack of job space is just really very intimidating and frightening for a lot of people right now. And so those are some of life challenges. And so we want to be able to provide inspiration, guidance, and actionable strategies for resilience. We want you to be resilient. We want you to realize, you know what? God has got you. God has got you. And so that's what Reset to Reinvent is all about. And I just wanted to just send that friendly reminder, go visit our website, resettoreinvent.com. There's information on there. There's encouragement on there. There's where you can go and watch and or listen to our previous episodes. Okay. Go in there and check it out. Definitely go and check out the past two episodes for the month of October, which is still National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And it's just a really good time to be alive. Before I go further, I want to let you know, we want you to download, we want you to subscribe, we want you to share this episode and all episodes of Reset to Reinvent podcast. Want you to just spread the word, spread the word, show some love to me. We're at episode 31, and I'm told that most people's podcasts, when they get started, doesn't even get to 3 or 5 or 7. And we're still rolling right along on episode 31, and they're all about you. And I'm really, really really excited with the possibilities and some of the things that's going to be taking place over the coming weeks. And we do have a special guest for next week that I can't wait to be able to share and interview her and her story as we wrap up National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And, it's just a good time. And my book, Unusual Determination, is still out there. If you want a copy, and I'll even graph it for you. And if you happen to be in the Augusta and surrounding area, I will meet up with you and get this copy to you. Send an email request to reset to reinvent at gmail.com and let me know you want a copy or two or three. Give away as a gift, give away as a Christmas gift. It's an encouraging book. It really is. Now, if you haven't heard some of the excerpts that I have shared over the past couple of weeks, then you need to go back and listen to our other episodes. Okay. You need to go back, and certainly I am going to share some from chapter 4 in this week's episode as well. That was I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. But I just want to thank the Miracle Mile Walk, which was the 25th anniversary of the Augusta Piedmont Foundation, the Augusta Piedmont Hospital Foundation, that put on this fabulous event. It was the 25th anniversary of this Miracle Mile Walk. And I want to share something with you. The Miracle Mile Walk supports Piedmont Augusta's Randy W. Cooper, MD, Center for Breast Health Services and the Mobile Mammography Unit, which provides life-saving screenings to women in our community here in the Augusta area, regardless of their ability to pay. I just think this is such a noble thing to do. Getting a mammogram is so important. I've shared with you over the past couple of episodes that it was having a mammogram, which I had been doing and getting done, oh my goodness, since I turned 50. Okay. So that's over 15 years now. And I would go every year, and it's important to go around the same time every year. And in my time frame, it was the month of April. And so it was April of 2020. Oh my goodness, I'm getting my dates mixed up now. April of 2021 that I got the diagnosis. Okay. But 100% of the net proceeds from the Miracle Mile Walk stays in our community and saves lives. And there are situations in other cities, and I'm sure you may have others type of programs like this, where people, if they don't have the money, they can go get their mammogram. Okay, and that is just so important. So the mobile, and this is a tongue twister, y'all. Mammography unit has traveled over 300,000 miles and performed over 90,000 screening mammograms thanks to the Miracle Mile Walk. That's a lot. Traveled over 300,000 miles and performed over 90,000 screening for mammograms, giving people an opportunity to find out, hey, if everything is good. And I know there's some people's like, oh, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yes, you do want to know. Yes, you do want to know, because the sooner they can detect if there's anything there, anything abnormal, anything that shouldn't be there when they do that screening, then they can be able to get it taken care of much quicker. Okay. And that's what happened with me. Okay. So for decades, the Randy W. Cooper, MD, Center for Breast Health Services has provided high quality breast care for women in the Augusta community. And so this event, this Miracle Mile Walk, was amazing. Now, I had about 40 people on my team of unusual determinators. And remember, I shared with you that name came from a spinoff of my book, Unusual Determination. And oh my goodness, I think the youngest person that we had was like, I think she's 6 or 7 years old and on up. And we had some of my business partners in my insurance business, some relatives, my great niece and great nephew and nephew. One of my nephews was there. It was just amazing. And there were tens of thousands of people from all walks of life wearing really cool information on their t-shirts, wearing hats. Oh, wow. It was just amazing. I was so overwhelmed and full by the end of the day. Now I was tired, and now the walk itself was like 3.2 miles. Even though they call it the Miracle Mile Walk, it was 3.2 miles. And I didn't walk. I only walked maybe a couple of blocks. Have a problem with my hip, and it just wouldn't let me go. Okay. And so everybody else, they walked the whole walk. And I've got some video footage from many of them that crossed the line, the finish line. But and everybody had a great time. It was just amazing. And I'm just so grateful. I am just so grateful for them participating, and then they shared a whole bunch of love on Facebook and pictures and videos, and just a great. So just hats off to the Unusual Determinators. We definitely look forward to next year. We're going to double the number of people who participated. We'll have to get more shirts made and ordered and all. And but yeah, it was just absolutely great, a wonderful experience. And certainly the purpose is a noble cause. And when it comes to breast cancer and detecting breast cancer early, getting a mammogram is key. It's just really very important. And so right now, what I want to do, I want to honor some women. I had put it out there, say, hey, look, we want to honor some women who passed away as it relates to they passed away from breast cancer. They fought the good fight and succumbed to breast cancer. And so I want to recognize and honor women right now. The women, and there's one in particular that I want to make sure that I get. And she sent it to me in my messaging. And so I want to make sure that I don't forget her. I almost forgot to write down her name. And here we go. We've got, let's see here. Let's see, Valerie. Yes. Valerie Rimbert Smith, who is my cousin's wife. And she said that she wants me to honor Jacqueline Sandy Shepherd. Okay, that was her daughter. Who passed away passed away from breast cancer. So we want to honor Jacqueline Sandy Shepherd, who is her daughter, Valerie Rimbert Smith. And thank you so much for sharing that. I also want to honor my Aunt Annie, which was my mother's sister, who lived in Philadelphia. She passed away from breast cancer many years ago. Another aunt of mine, my Aunt Pat Travis, she was married to my uncle, Oscar Travis, and my cousin Jackie. My cousin Jackie is her daughter, okay, and she wants to recognize and honor my Aunt Pat Travis. Also want to recognize Vanessa Curry, who was the mother of my MJ, my great nephew MJ's father, Marcus Curry Sr. That was his mother who passed away from breast cancer. Also want to recognize two relatives of Atavia. Let's see, Belinda Jean King, which was her cousin, and Jenny V. Phillips, which was her oldest brother's grandma, as she calls her, who treated her as her own. So those are some women that names that were provided to me that I wanted to be able to share and let you know that we honor them. We honor the families that are still here, having to live. And naturally, we all know we're going to die. We're going to die for something, from something, because of something. But there's this something about breast cancer that just takes the lives of so many women, and it's a vicious, life-threatening disease. And people like myself, who is a survivor, it's like, wow, we're just so grateful. We just can't say enough about being grateful to the fact that we are still here, and we can be a voice, and we can be able to help raise funds, and so that, yeah, we want there to be a cure. And one thing about it, there's so many different types of breast cancer, and that's one of the things that I shared, I think, in my a couple of weeks ago. There's so many. And so when a person does get the diagnosis, it's almost not to your advantage to start asking other people who've had breast cancer, or who are suffering from breast cancer, to get their ideas and all, because everybody's situation is different. Everybody's situation is so different. And focus on your medical doctor, your medical oncologist, your surgical oncologist, your radiation and oncologists. And I mean, I had no idea there were so many different titles of oncologists, and they're specialized in their particular area to treat different types of cancer, for that matter. But in this case, we're talking about breast cancer. So yeah, hats off to everybody who participated in the walk. And what we're going to do next is we're going to show, and then of course you're going to be able to hear, for those of you listening, we want you to take a look at this video. We're going to put a couple of video clips in here so that you can be able to see what was experienced and what we experienced on that particular day. And then when we come back, I'm going to share an excerpt from chapter 4 of my book. And then I'm going to let you know there's something very interesting about women that recently, that actually yesterday was the very first day. Okay. And I'm going to hold that. So I want to give that to you near the end of today's episode, so that we can get ready for some neat things we might try and do over the coming week. As it relates to what I'm not going to tell you right now. You just got to wait to the end of the episode. But let me do this. We're going to take a pause and check out this video. I want you to check out these video clips from our Miracle Mile walk, and enjoy. Wow. Here we are. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hundreds of thousands of people out here. Look at this. And wow. Look at this. Miracle Mile walk. Miracle Mile walk. Right here in downtown. We're on Reynolds Street. Look at all the people. Now I'm not going to be able to hang. This hip giving me some grief. Now if you want to keep walking, go ahead, but I'm going to hang right here, Sonia. I don't know where, I think the rest of our crew has already passed us. Oh yeah, they're gone. Yeah. Look, and they're still coming. Go ahead, walk as far as you can. Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, I am not going to hurt myself. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Unbelievable. Wow. Unbelievable. Last year we weren't able to participate because the hurricane got us. But they're making up for it this year. Hey, 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 fighters.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yes, hey. Hey. Look at this. And they're still coming. Hundreds and hundreds. And they're still coming. I knew I wasn't going to be able to come that far. My leg, my hip. I've been standing up since 7 o'clock when we got here. Wow. It's October, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yes, pink is in the air, folks. This month magnifies the important message for women to get a mammogram. Early detection saved my life. I am convinced God kept me here to encourage and bless women who have been diagnosed and are pressing through. My journey is in my book, Unusual Determination. I promise it will bless you. Order your autograph copy today. Email me at reset2reinvent@gmail.com. That's reset2reinvent@gmail.com. Or DM me on any of my social media platforms to order your copy, your autograph copy of Unusual Determination. And welcome back to Reset to Reinvent podcast. I am your host, Helen Blocker Adams, on this episode 31. And I hope that you got a chance to listen and or see the clips from the Miracle Mile Walk. And what I wanted to do to share in this portion of today's episode, before I announce to you something kind of cool that started on yesterday, the 19th, and let you know about what that's all about. But I wanted to share a little bit with you some of my book, Unusual Determination. Okay. This is from chapter 4. And what I want to do, I'm just going to read just an excerpt from this chapter that I hope will inspire you and enlighten you. And so this, and just to remind you that I journaled the whole experience of me and my breast cancer journey. I journaled the whole thing. So this book is written in first person and third person because certain aspects of it is exactly me talking. Okay. And so in this particular chapter, I talk about I'm halfway through the treatment plan. Okay. And it's a month of October. All right. October. And now, once again, this was in 2021. Okay. October, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, is fast approaching. And I go on to say that I'm unsure of my role this year. At this point, only a select few people know about my diagnosis with triple negative breast cancer. I felt it was important to keep it close. That was my choice. I wanted to allow God to guide me in deciding when and how would I eventually share this diagnosis publicly. Ringing the bell marked a milestone that I will cherish forever. Several days have passed since my last journal entry. The tingling sensation in my hands, the persistent numbness is still there. It makes writing difficult and uncomfortable. When I inquired about the duration of these sensations, Dr. Atkins informed me that they might persist for a couple of years. And I can say it's 2025, and I still have the tingling in my fingers, the numbness in my fingers, and in both of my hands. And sometimes when I'm picking up something, I have to be careful that I grab it right, or else it will fall. It will literally fall out of my hands. And so it's still there. And that's some of the lasting or side effects of the chemotherapy and the radiation. And the dark hole days set in after my fourth treatment. The dark hole days set in after my fourth treatment. Constipation was brutal, but thankfully the stool softener came to my rescue. Now, remember, I told you early on that my book is very transparent. Okay, I kept it real. I really did. I kept it real. But it was constipation was brutal. I'm becoming more regular now, thank goodness, to the stool softeners, and my appetite has once again disappeared. Okay, and bouillon cubes became my sole source of satisfaction. You would never think that a simple little salty bouillon cube, um, softened and integrated with hot water, can be so refreshing and so delicious. Because going through chemotherapy in particular, uh, you lose your appetite. You just have no appetite. You don't want to eat anything. And my mom was, you've got to eat. You've got to eat to build your resistance. Because once your resistance is low, then that means you can catch a cold or different type of illness quickly, and then that is a big time no when you're going through chemotherapy. Okay, bedridden fatigue overtook me for several days. Bedridden fatigue overtook me for several days. The feeling of being, I'm reading this from my book on page 32 in my book, Unusual Determination. The feeling of being trapped in a dark hole, engulfed by the fog, became overwhelming. After 3 rounds of chemotherapy, one would think that I'd become accustomed to it, but I wasn't. The feelings of listlessness went against my nature. I'm a natural high energy, always on the go type of person, but this will sit you on your behind. And I remember my brother sharing something about that early on when I first got the diagnosis. And I remember him saying, Patrice, that's going to be one of the hardest things that you're going to deal with, and that is the fact that you're not going to be able to do some of the things that you're used to doing. And he was exactly right. Okay, so the feeling of listlessness went against my nature. I knew it would pass because it did in the previous instances. So I forced myself to find gratitude in completing my final round. And that was it. After each round of chemotherapy, and the thing of, you would think that each round would make you stronger, but it got worse. It got worse each time. So, but it did get better. But then by the time it got better, it was time for another round. So it was like, oh, Lord Jesus. Gradually, I started emerging from the fog after a few days. I knew that there was a rainbow waiting at the end of that dark black hole. And remember, I think it was last week when I said that sometimes when you describe or want to describe to someone the experience of chemotherapy, it's hard to put in words in terms of how you feel. And that's where that dark black hole and feeling like you're in a fog is what resonated with me. And that was my best way to describe so that you can kind of get a feel. Okay. One day at a time. I longed to taste food again, although it was solely for nourishment rather than pleasure, since I couldn't taste or smell anything. Oh, my sense of smell. And see, that's some of the things that I'm just giving you excerpts from my book, but I go into a lot of detail about the experiences. Okay. Losing most of my hair was disheartening, but I decided against shaving it completely. Some women do tend to shave their head, and that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I said, I'm just, if it's going to fall out, it's just going to fall out naturally. And it did. And then it grew back naturally too. Okay. I knew it would grow back, and that brought excitement. So that's what I wanted to share from the excerpt from my book, Unusual Determination, Helen's Breast Cancer Journey to Victory. This is really a good, inspiring book, guys. And I urge you to take a list, take an opportunity where you can purchase the book. Go to my my website, Reset to Reinvent, and you can go to my contact page and send me information there, or send me a link. Send me an email to reset to reinvent .com. Reset to reinvent at gmail.com. I'm just kind of stumbling over myself here. Yeah, I'm just, this whole experience has been, it's almost like I'm reliving it all over again. So it's got me a little discombobulated just a little bit, but it's, I'm just so glad to be here. And that's why this last weekend's Miracle Mile Walk and all of the people that joined my team that not only were celebrating me, and glad to be a part of my team, but they were also honoring other people that they knew, and family members. And so it was just a collective gathering, and everybody had a good time, and that just made me just feel so good. It just made me feel so good, Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to be wrapping up next week, the month of October, National Breast Cancer Awareness Week and month. And I definitely have a wonderful guest that will be joining me next week. And so here's what I want to do. I'm going to switch gears and share with you that October 19th, check this out, guys. Okay. October 19th was the first day, and it's the whole week. October the 19th through October 25th is National Business Women's Week. Well, how about that? Did you know that? Well, you know now. So the whole week is going to be celebrated. It's always celebrated the third full week of October, which for some reason it wasn't on my radar early on, before we got started with planning the month of October. But when it popped up, I'm like, okay, well, I've got to make reference to this and see if we can do something, to honor women, and we'll figure something out. But in the meantime, I want to let you know that this week is dedicated to recognizing the achievements of women in business, entrepreneurs, and professionals. Events and activities throughout in different communities are going to be workshops and seminars and networking opportunities. But it's October 19th through the 25th of October. And so, our show is Reset to Reinvent. So we're going to call it Reset to Reinvent Week, celebrating National Business Women's Week. And so here's what I want to do, and I will need your help. And yours and yours and yours. I would like for you to send me the name of someone that we can celebrate. Maybe we can do a live Facebook Live. Maybe we can do an interview. Maybe we can come to your business. Of course, if you're in the Augusta area, if you're out of the Augusta area, maybe we can do a Zoom or create something where I can be able to show you some love. Okay. Let's recognize women and women's women businesses as we celebrate. So the observance focuses on the accomplishments of women in business And it also takes a look at the past and how far women in business have come and how far they have yet to go. So the hashtag for this week is going to be hashtag Business Women's Week. So when you get a chance and you put a post out there, especially for those of you who are in business, let people know you're celebrating Women's National Women's Business Week. Business Women's Week is the hashtag. Every year, women in the workforce take on stronger, more empowering roles. They run their own businesses, they take charge in the boardroom, and build upon last year's successes. Okay, at one time, very few women even had a voice. And that hasn't been that long ago, guys, but we have a voice now. So check this out in terms of the power of women-owned businesses. We generate nearly 1.8 trillion, that's with the T, $1.8 trillion in sales. Of privately owned companies, women own 40% of them and employ almost 9 million people. Their contributions to the economy cannot go unnoticed. And so that's what we're going to be vocal about. I'm going to make sure that I can put posts out there on my Facebook and social media as it relates. I'll probably do more. Matter of fact, this week I'm going to step out there and do a little bit more of audio content on the social media, and I want to be able to share more with you so that you can do the same thing. Okay, so hit me up at reset to reinvent at gmail.com and let me know, hey Helen, where are some resources that I can get some of this information. Let's make it a big splash. Okay, make it a big splash. And also I want to let you all know, remind you of my website, the resource website that we have for breast cancer, hopetnbc.info. hopetnbc.info. Take a look at that. Tons of resources on that website for you. Okay, we've got so much information here. Let's see. So we're going to be recognizing there's something. So let me tell you that 1928 is when this National Business Women's Week came about. Okay, but it wasn't until 1938 that the week was officially recognized and celebrated every year by our federal government. Okay, it became a thing in 1938, but it was Leanne Madison Phillips, president of the National Federation of Business and Professional Women's Clubs, who launched the first National Business Women's Week in 1928. Women, it ain't no joke. We are no joke. So I put on my profile page on Facebook, Empowering Excellence National Business Women's Week. That's what I did. That's my image is out there, and that's my way of putting it out there in case you haven't heard about it. Now you have, through Reset to Reinvent podcast, and I want to be a source where you can get more information. Let's make it a big splash, okay? Ladies, entrepreneurs, I'm talking to you and you and you. So share this particular podcast, share this information so that we can put it out there in social media and make it loud and speak loudly for all of the women entrepreneurs that's out there. And if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, I'd like to encourage you as well. If you want to get more information about starting a business, I can be able to help you. Just hit me up, man. I've been in business since 1991. Okay. So I've been out there, been through all the school of hard knocks, Well, I can't say all of them, but I've been through a bunch. Okay. All right, guys, you have been amazing. I want to thank you so much for being a part of episode 31 of Reset to Reinvent podcast. You've been amazing. I look forward to having a conversation with you next week with our guest as we wrap up National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Looking for some exciting things that we're planning for the month of November and December, and then going into 2026. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I just, whew. Okay. Helen, calm down. Calm down. I'm just feeling amazing. Do not take life for granted. Remember, we're only here for a moment. Life is fleeting. If you're feeling depressed, unhappy, we want to be a place for you to come and get encouraged. We definitely support mental health. You know, if there's something really serious going on, get help. Okay. If you're just having a bad day, then listen to any of our episodes. I can assure you, you're going to get inspired and motivated with something that is said or something that you see, depending on how you're watching and listening to this podcast. That's what we want. We want you to be encouraged. We want to let you know that, you know, we got you and God's got you. Okay. Thank you again for watching this week's episode of Reset to Reinvent. And you know what? You were born to be inspired. You deserve to be inspired. Peace out.
It's October, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yes, pink is in the air, folks. This month magnifies the important message for women to get a mammogram. Early detection saved my life. I am convinced God kept me here to encourage and bless women who have been diagnosed and are pressing through. My journey is in my book, Unusual Determination. I promise it will bless you. Order your autograph copy today. Email me at resettoreinvent@gmail.com. That's resettoreinvent@gmail.com. Or DM me on any of my social media platforms to order your copy, your autograph copy of Unusual Determination.